Hello everyone, this is Diane, and today is the day I get to show you the last two Christmas journals that I'm making for this year. I've only made 3 this year. This one is an adorable little book that is about 5 by 6, and it is a Richard Scarry's Christmas Mice. I have never seen this little book. It's a first little golden book. I just tied it with seam binding, and it has a vintage fabric on the spine and a thick baker's twine cord. I don't even know if that's considered baker's twine, but it's a twisted cord, and some scrapbook paper on the back. This is a vintage gift card, or gift tag, so you can write your name and the year that you're going to be using it. And I love this scrapbook paper with the gingerbread houses. That's fun. This is an antique card, Christmas Greetings to Patty from Bubbles. And it's got a little bit of the ancient string there that it used to attach to a package or something. It has a crack right here in the original card, so I put a piece of washi tape on it. And this is a tag I made with a parchment cardstock and a piece of tissue paper. And this little piece was cut from a scrapbook paper, and I put this green baker's twine in it. This book was from 1965. It's the little mice exploring the things that Santa left on Christmas Eve. So the family is asleep, and the little mice are just going around the house and looking at the things that were left there for Christmas Day. I'm looking into the horn in the stocking. But like I said, it's not in order. This is a calendar page, December 1956. And this says, Hints for Husbands. While it is true that we do most of our Christmas preparation for children, we have a tendency to brush them and their affairs aside until the great day arrives, etc. And this is part of a computer paper. And I've got several pages pinned together there. I think this is supposed to be on the back of this. This is a ledger printed with green and red, and it was for a dairyman's route. It was in a route book. And there's a little piece of fabric that I cut out. Look at the little mouse cuddling with the doll. Oh, that's what this paper clip was holding right here. Right here. So this is also red and green printed music paper. This is from the song I Saw Three Ships A-Sailing. There's a Christmas craft book page. I put a little cluster on here. And this is just a game wheel from a game called Get the Message. So, as I said with the other book, you can glue this down to make it a pocket somewhere. Or you could glue some plain paper to the back for journaling. Here's an adorable vintage Christmas card from the 40s. This is another vintage gift tag, and this came from an old magazine, and it is a box of Whitman chocolates with fruits and nuts. And I didn't glue it to anything. I thought maybe you would want to decorate a page with it, or if you don't want to decorate a page with it, you could glue it to a piece of paper to write on, and then just tuck it back in here. This is a little belly band. It's part of the craft page. There's a pattern for a tree. Got jingle bells on this side. This little mouse is on the tree, looking at his reflection in the mirror, in the ball, I think. And this has pointers on this side of the calendar page. There's Santa Claus, because this day right here is Christmas. Here is one of the embellishments from Simple Stories that came with the Dear Santa collection. And the designer is Emily, who has an Etsy store called Polka Dot Pixels. And in her Etsy store, she has a digital kit for Dear Santa. So you could look that up and see if you could purchase her digital. Here's a greeting card. I don't know why it's folded like this. Here's what I think. I think Ethel was given this card one year and it had somebody's signature, and then the next year she cut that part off and regifted it to somebody else. And it's from Christmas 1936. Good old Ethel. That was pretty clever. And here is a promissory note from the Game of Life, and I put it in there just because it's red. Here's another promissory note. And another tiny little adorable Christmas card. To a nice boy at Christmas. You can see that these cards were glued into a scrapbook. And this is a little chart for doing some sort of needlepoint or cross stitch or something. He's looking in the dog's house. This is from a book that was used for Northwestern Telegraph Company of Canada. Some sort of a ledger for them, and I put a piece of lace at the bottom. I folded this part up, but it cracked here, so I just glued it down so that that's not a pocket. I think it's a pocket on the other side. I used vintage gift wrap to reinforce that. Another stationery page, computer stationery. And here's another ledger, some sort of a ledger page, and it has the days of the month across the page. And this one is also a pocket. And I didn't glue this to anything. I didn't make it a journaling card, but you can do that if you want to, and you can write on the back of that. Get the jar of hard candies there, colorful. There's a little mouse in the ornament that looks like a hot air balloon. He's taking a ride. Here's an old greeting card. Santa's here. No. Seasons Cheer. I was going to say, that is not spelled right at all. Seasons Cheer for Old Lang Syne. I wasn't seeing the black letters. And Should Old Acquaintance has a song in there, and it's in the center of the signature, and there's a note on the back. If you wanted to, you could apply some glue right here and make this a pocket, both parts of it. I just love the Richard Scarry illustrations. He looks like he's getting acquainted with the new teddy bear. There, this one is on top of little stuffed Santa's head. That's the little figure that's on the front. And there's another little fold up with a vintage gift tag and just a scrap of the scrapbook paper that you can write on. I would be careful moving things in and out of these little pockets because these pages are old and fragile. Here's another one. So this one is reinforced with the gift wrap, and I also put gift wrap here because this is the page that cracked on the other side. So this one wasn't cracked yet, but I put that paper on there just to keep it a little more sturdy. There's a card you can journal on, and this is from a 2014 Candyland game, and this is from an older version of a Candyland game with 2 lollipops. This came from a children's book, and it's silhouette of Santa in his sleigh with the reindeer. I think it's beautiful. And there's a little mouse peeking around the packages. And this one isn't the rabbit's ear. So these little round Santas and the square Santas all were cut from scrapbook paper. And this is just a die cut that I put the round one on. He's got ribbon candy and candy canes. There's more candy in jars. This is from a craft book. And this is advertising a craft book. And this is just a piece of scrapbook paper that you can write on. There's a mouse popping up out of the dollhouse chimney. And this one is sitting on the steering wheel of a little toy car. I put a piece of painted ribbon on that. It's vintage. And this is vintage gift wrap featuring images from the Nutcracker. There's a small little ledger page there. And we've got a mug of candy canes with a little mouse sitting on it. And he's reading a book. R is for reindeer. This is wrapping paper. It's not vintage. And it has these retro-looking Santa Claus faces. And these are vintage. A price tag and a game piece. I think this came from a Jeopardy game. There's no place like home for the holidays. And this one has some cute images on the scrapbook paper, an embroidery transfer on this piece of linen, and then it's supposed to look like a brad, but it was just a sticker, and it came with the Dear Santa collection from Simple Stories. Look at this adorable greeting card. I did punch the solid color printer papers, you probably noticed. Here is the back of it is also printed, and it does have where the glue, it was just in the four corners where the glue glued it into the scrapbook. There is a vintage red and green milk bottle cap. And in this little element, this is also from Simple Stories, from the Dear Santa collection. We have two pieces from magazines that I did not glue to anything, but this is another Whitman's chocolate for Fairhill Chocolates. And this little, so this is old, like from the 40s, and this is newer. I don't know how new, but it's Marshmallow Santa Claus, or snowman with pretzel arms. So you could just decorate a page with that. Another price ticket and a piece of this scrapbook paper. Look at the mouse peeking out of the Swiss cheese here. This one has his tail sticking out. This is what Santa left for the mice after they found all the things that he had left for the children. There's another cross-stitch design, and this one. And this is a scrap of that dairy delivery man's book. So you can write on that. And on the back page, I used vellum for the pocket so we could see the candy through it. And I used this parchment cardstock again to make another tag, and it has a scrap of the vellum, the flocked vellum, and one of the chipboard stickers from Dear Santa. And on the back, I glued this bingo paper to cardstock and made a pocket out of it. This is a vintage sticker. I believe it's from the 40s. And I just put this die cut behind it. And another parchment tag with a piece of the ledger, the green and red printed ledger, the Santa Claus wrapping paper, a sticker, sorry, price tag. Just a scrap of wallpaper, or goodness, scrapbook paper, and my signature on the back. This is an adorable little journal. If you don't want a big journal for keeping track of your Christmas memories, you can just jot down some things, and you still have room to write about every day of December and include a few photos and scraps of your favorite gift wrap from the year, or whatever you want to include in here. It's just a cute little journal. And then we finish up with Santa's Surprise Book. And it's a little golden book, again tied with seam binding. It has a vintage fabric on the spine and vintage rickrack here. I covered the back with scrapbook paper because it was scribbled on. And this one has charms. I used this vintage, I think it's a cap for an open bottle of soda. Before they had the screw caps, you would have to use a can opener to get the top off, and if you didn't finish it all, it would just go flat. So you could buy these. You put this on the neck of the bottle and then close this onto the lid in case you never got to use one of those. Here's a game piece. I think it's from a memory game with a Christmas ornament. And I remembered to get my jingle bells out for this one and put some bells on the strings. Oh, and we have a keychain too, and that's not vintage. The bottle cap thing is. Got some music on the end papers, and we have some of the same elements. I forgot to put, I'll put some twine in this. So I stamped here. I did this, well, I did do it on camera, but I don't think I published that video. So I stamped a border stamp that I just stamped this section of it on. I like the swirliness of it. And the sweater knit embossing folder that I used for the first journal that I made, and one of Simple Stories, Emily's designs there. This is from a craft book, and this is an antique postcard. Isn't that so cute? So this book feature, I didn't like make it a theme of anything except Christmas, but I do have a lot of children playing in the snow throughout this book. And so these children are on skates on the pond. And it's from Guess Who? I don't see a year. It's there, but I can't. It's all smudged. But this postcard looks like it's from the 30s. This was scribbled up with purple crayon, and you can see a little bit of the purple crayon right there, but I kept the title so you could see it. But you have a space to write there now. And this story is intact and in order. So the story is contained in the first and the third signatures. The second signature doesn't have the storybook pages. So page from the craft book, we have a playing card and an Uncle Wiggily card, because it's red. And here are the children playing in the snow. I thought they looked cute on the page with the trees. And here they are with their dad going to chop down a tree. This is a piece of fabric. Scrapbook paper that has, I could have cut that apart into pieces, but this gives you lines to write on. You could circle whatever day it is here because it has the days of the week across there. Here's another, it's probably from the same book. It's from an old reader from the 30s or 20s maybe. A little bit of fabric here, and they're wrapping Christmas presents. And I just put in this soda label because it's red and green. This is scrapbook paper with fairies and trees. 1951 December page from a calendar. I put this note paper and this piece of computer paper on the back of it. There's a stamp. another of the linens with the embroidery transfer on it and the cutout fabric applique. This one is a pocket that I made with a greeting card that had several sections to it. I don't know, I don't have it handy right here, but I opened it up and this was on the inside, and I really love that, so I put that there. I just cut the card apart. And another card, a tag made with that tissue paper. I love this greeting card too. It is silver embossed and it looks like tinsel hanging down. The aluminum tinsel. Used to be aluminum, now it's plastic. I like this spread. This is from a magazine, A Gingerbread Cookie Tree. And this is from the Salvation Army. They were requesting donations. I thought it was cute. So there's a lot of vintage items in these books, greeting cards and things like this. Another of the Simple Stories pieces, and I included a little red doily that you can decorate with, and this image from a craft book that you can make a pocket out of it or make it into a journaling card. There's another stamp. This one has a red and white cream bottle cap. Put a holiday gift list on this, and in this little pocket there is an envelope that this would fit in, but you can put something else in there if you'd like. And I love this card. I like the shape of it. I love the design on it. And it does open up to give you more writing space. And in this pocket, I love this photograph. I'm not going to take it off, but this is not glued down. The photo corners are glued down, so you can actually pull it out from the photo corners. And on the back, you will see it has a little girl's name, and then it says, after she opened or unwrapped her doll and found her rocking chair. I love the expression on her face. This is an end cap from a craft book, Christmas craft book with the pretty stars on it. And an antique postcard with writing on it. It was not sent, so there's no postmark. And then in the second signature, we have a holiday gift list here and a little tuck spot made with one of those Simple Stories elements. And I tucked in this envelope. It was empty. It contained some yarn that you could complete this assembly with. And I don't have these pieces at all, but I loved this envelope. So I had to slit the top because it was sealed. And I just tucked in this little Christmas booklet. And this is an antique, 1906. There's another vintage piece, and this was given out to newspaper customers from their newspaper boy. And there's another photograph with a daddy and his children in front of the Christmas tree. And this is a pocket here. This was a pocket page in a Christmas memory book. And I made this giant tag out of wallpaper, or scrapbook paper. And on the back, I put this sheet from some appointment book or something. birthdays, anniversaries, special events. I did put a notch on the back side to help you get your things back inside. This flip has a vintage handkerchief part on it. There's some more children playing in the snow, sledding. Looks like a toboggan. And a cross-stitch design with a teddy bear and a candy cane in a Christmas stocking. And another, this was a Christmas card photo. The Davis family. Flocked vellum with poinsettias. This is a calendar page. It's got a tractor on it, but I put it in here because it's green. I love this Christmas card. It's got a little bit of glitter left on it. I think most of it's gone. It's like a frosted glitter. Make it look like, I don't know, look like something on the candy sprinkles on the gingerbread boy, I guess. I made a pocket on the back side of this paper with the doily, so this is what got wrapped around for a decoration. And on this side, there's a little cookie cut out from a magazine, a bridge score sheet, and another of those get the message cards. On the music paper, I used another of the long money envelopes, just as a gift for you. And I think it came from a bank. And some S&H green stamps that you can decorate items with because they're red and green. Here is a Whitman candy box. And there's another pocket here. I just took a piece of the star end paper and made a tag out of it and put a red and green milk bottle cap on as a tab and the holiday gift list on the back. This was in a craft book. I backed it with cardstock and made it a tuck spot, and I added this red tag. This is vintage. I don't know what it belonged to, and I had two of them, so I put one in this book and one in the other bigger book. It's chipboard, quite thick. So you can open that out and write. If you're writing here, and this is in your way, just fold it out and you can write on that page. Another piece of handkerchief I glued to red cardstock and made it into a corner pocket. A reader book. Father said Merry Christmas, Mother said Merry Christmas, all the children said Merry Christmas. And a claim check in green. Last signature, we have another piece of scrapbook paper and an antique card. It's not a postcard, it is a greeting card. And so I put a clip on it because I didn't want this to just keep flapping open. But you can see it's cut out here. So you'll probably need to open it up every time you want to put these back inside. This is another bank envelope with a Santa Claus on it. And another adorable greeting card. And then I just tucked this star from a craft book into that paper clip. This is Santa working on his surprise book to put in a stocking or a present. Some computation paper in green, and I love this greeting card. It's kind of fuzzy, the green parts. She is so pretty with her little Scotty dog. And we have a pocket here with another greeting card. I didn't even count how many greeting cards I put in this one. Look at that deer. He's so cute. He's got ornaments on his antlers. I love him. and another card made with a cross-stitch design. Some more children's sledding, and a note paper backed onto cardstock, and a piece from a craft book. It's a pattern or some sort of a design backed onto cardstock. So you see this page that's in Santa's book? There's that page. And there's that page, but the rocking chair is empty. There's a pocket here made with more cross-stitch designs. And we've got another piece of the Milk, the Dairyman's Root book, and this Christmas card. This came from a craft book, and I made it a little upper tuck spot. And this card was made with a piece of scrapbook paper and this is just a handkerchief. I had to think what this was. It's a handkerchief, but it was very thin, so you can clearly see the checkerboard design behind the fabric. And I thought that turned out quite pretty. So they're packing the sled and they have the book. But Santa came and jumped into the book. And there he is in the little boy's book. And in the child who owned this book, there he is. He's in the front of their book. We have another pocket here with another photograph of some children in front of their Christmas tree with a little pretend fireplace there. I think that's a cardboard fireplace. Another embellishment here that's a little tuck spot. We have another Cheer Up soda label, and this antique bookmark. I think it had the ribbon sticking up here, but it was rotted away. I trimmed it because it was pretty rough, and I glued it to cardstock because this was very brittle. It's already broken a little bit here, and there's some little damage up here, but it's so cute. Those birds. And on the back pocket, on the back cover, I made a pocket out of this fabric. Looks like patchwork, but it's printed. Put some gingham ribbon at the top and a little wood veneer reindeer. Put this trim there. There's another vintage gift card, Christmas card with a fuzzy beard on Santa. And a tag that I made out of a yellow tag, and I glued on some decorated cookies, Christmas cookies, and my signature is on the back. These journals will be in my shop at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, the day you see the video, which should be, let's see, today's Thursday, so it should be Friday. These should be in my shop on Friday at 5 p.m. So I hope you enjoyed these Christmas journals. They were fun to make. Oh, I did not show any little goodie packs that come with these because I have not cleaned up my space. That's what I'm going to do right now. Start cleaning up my space, and I can gather up leftover supplies, and I'll put some things in a packet. It won't be a big packet this time because I did not have as many supplies for these journals as I have a lot of times, but I will be putting together a little packet to come with each of the journals. And I will have a packet, at least one packet of leftover stuff, but that will include like the scrapbook paper and whatever scrapbook paper I have left, and some fabrics probably, at least some of that deer fabric. So that'll be like bigger things than I would normally pack into this bundle. So keep an eye open for leftover Christmas supplies, hopefully Saturday, so I can get things put in the mail before I go away next week. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making these, and I enjoy having you come along. And I will see you very soon in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.